FreeMMOStation.com.
Hey guys, what's going on, FreeMMOStation? So I'm here today doing a first impression, or kind of like a first impression, on the older title, Rumble Fighter. This is an older game. And whenever we do these second impressions, we normally do it whenever there's an occasion where there's a big update, or maybe it's like a re-release. And Rumble Fighter is getting a re-release. It's just got greenlit on Steam here. It's called Rumble Fighter Revolution. It's adding a couple of different modes, some co-op modes, which is kind of exciting for a competitive fighting game. Now, I've never played Rumble Fighter before, so I didn't know exactly what to expect. But there are a couple of things that I wanted, and I just totally did not see that at all. Being an older game, very similar to, I guess, our first impression with MapleStory, you realize that it's not upscaled, okay? Today, we actually play in HD. We have, I guess, better computers to play better games, and everything just looks better. They're sort of like a standard, 1080p at least. And Rumble Fighter Revolution, or just Rumble Fighter right now, just does not have that. It does not look that good. It also has some aliasing issues, so even if you are playing, even on like a lower resolution, you still are going to see the just really harsh, I guess, lines around the characters and the textures. And overall, there's no physics update, there's no engine update. It's essentially the same game that it was a long time ago. I think, yeah, it's a unique game. It's interesting. It's got like the Castle Crashers or Double Dragon beat 'em up style gameplay. There's really not too much with the mechanics of this game. For a fighting game, there's really not much to it. You're not going to have the complexity of something like Mortal Kombat. And even games like Castle Crashers, which was actually competitive, and I played it competitively on Game Battles, that game was a little bit better because you had bigger attacks, specials, different combos. This game, there is combos, but really, I don't know, it just feels like really lackluster. It doesn't seem that impactful. It's a very casual game, but they do have different seasons. There is ranking leaderboards. There is a very, very small niche competitive following, since it is a competitive fighting game. But really, it's meant to be kind of like a fun, silly, comical game, and you can totally see that by the different outfits that you can acquire. Now, one big negative to me is that at the very start of the game, you have next to no customization of your character. You can choose a class, and I think it is pretty interesting that you do have different classes or characters that you can utilize, but you don't have much character customization at the start of the game. You do have a lot of things that you can purchase later on. I think that's cool, but I really would have liked at least a little bit of base customization. That would have been nice. And also, it's not too much of a spectacle. For, I guess, an anime-inspired fighting game, I would expect, like, huge explosions and power attacks and stuff like that. But it's actually, I don't know, really scaled down. It's definitely no Naruto. It's no Dragon Ball Z. It really reminds me more of, like, a Tekken kind of thing. Like, more, I dare say realistic, but, more down-to-earth, I guess you could say. Less spectacle. And I would want that. I would want a huge spectacle. And that's kind of what you're led to believe whenever you see these trailers, these animations. It looks really good, really big and impactful. But when you get into the game, you're kind of just going to be let down. And I know that this has a huge niche following. Okay, huge niche following. Okay, that makes sense. But anyways, there is a following with this game. It is smaller. It's no League of Legends, but there is a following, and that's why it did get greenlit by the community on Steam here for Revolution. So if you are a fan, if you are nostalgic and you want to go play Rumble Fighter, it could be a good game. Now, it might even be fun to play for like a weekend, but it's considered an MMO by the developers. It says it's a 3D beat 'em up MMO. There are some RPG elements, not MMO RPG elements, but there are some RPG elements, which, I mean, maybe can be considered pay to win, because you can actually allocate different items to your character and stats, and you have different abilities that you can equip as well. But it's not an MMO. I guess there is like an open world section where you can go play in a city, but you're not going to have the experience of a true MMO. This is really, it's really just a fighting game. It's a beat-em-up fighting game. Now, they relate themselves to Super Smash Brothers. I kind of agree in a way, because the maps are kind of similar in a sense, but you're not going to have that epic spectacle that you have in Smash Brothers, with all the effects flying around and all that stuff. You're not going to have that, and nowhere near the amount of polish. So overall, Rumble Fighter Online, if you're nostalgic, go play it. It's not really worth giving it a chance unless you are really interested in the genre. I know there's not too much to choose from on PC with fighting games. We got like Rise of Incarnates. There's not really much free to play. There's a couple of buy to play like Needhog, Blade Symphony. Now, I'm a huge fighting game fan, but Rumble Fighter, for me, just doesn't do it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Skyline Shore with FreeMMOStation. Of course, we're always going to keep you up to date with all the new free-to-play games, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.